Okay. Yeah, we're live. Hi guys, it's Nick. Right, we've got another resellers hangout. With me is Zaheer. Do you want to say hi first, Zaheer?
Hi there, everyone. I'm Zaheer. Um,
Yeah, that'll do.
thanks.
And Sam, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Hi, I'm Sam Tesnutkins, UK FBA and eBay reseller. Bit more of a hobbyist, really, but hi, everyone, you're right.
Oh, that was a fancy one. I should have thought of that. Yeah, yeah.
How
Yeah.
have you been, Zaheer? What have you been up to?
Oh, nothing much really. Just been doing the usual bit of sourcing and getting out every day. I found like a really nice little spot where I can go and snaffle up some stuff, as Sean would say. And I've been really whoring that place out like big time, and it's doing me well. So that's
What,
pretty much it.
charity shop or what is it?
It's yeah, it is kind of like one, but it's like their home base, as it were, and they're really kind of keen. And I've been getting things at like prices that you'd be surprised to get at Boot Fair sometimes because they just want to clear stuff out. So it's kind of like it's more like a Steptoe and Sun Yard type situation. So it's pretty good.
How about yourself, Sam? I know you've been busy at work, but how's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right. I've been doing a bit of sourcing and stuff on eBay. I've not been able to get out much and do stuff because just work has been busy. But yeah, just finding the more I actually list, the more I sell, and just going with that mantra really. And yeah, picked up a few bits this week. Picked up a load of McAfee Internet Security to Apple Mac from 2013. That was a nice little pickup, and about 50 odd of them for what turned out to be about £8.69. I think it was. It was £8.69 actually. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll keep it
I
ticking
saw
over.
that in your video. Are you sending them up to Amazon? What's the plan with those?
I'm gonna. I listed some on eBay last night, and I listed 10. I'm gonna send maybe 10 or 20 of them up to Amazon and see how they get on, and just hold the others back because if they don't go on Amazon, I don't want to have to have too much of a massive return order to get them back, and then
Yeah.
drop them on. If they don't go in like 5 or 6 months, I should probably just get them all back and then do it as a bundle on eBay. Maybe sell it on to another reseller that maybe doesn't watch the videos, you know.
Tom will buy them. He buys anything. I did invite Tom in. I don't know if he's back from his. He's been on an antiques fair all day, hasn't he? So I don't know if he's back yet.
Yeah, there were some interesting items there, weren't there? Was that?
There's a box full of porn.
Yeah, that's what I meant, really. That's of interest to me. You know, it looks a bit.
That caught my eye.
This is good. This means that everyone knows that it was all Zaheer that was bringing down the fair show last time.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
Potty mouth.
Oh, it's nothing to do. I've got some cool pickups to show you, just to change the subject.
Yeah, go for it.
Check this out. This is pretty cool. This is a PS2 game, Tony Hawk's Project 8. On its own, it's not really interesting, but it's sealed. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's actually got like the PS2 PlayStation seal on it. So I've got that. Managed to pick up.
Here.
I got this. They do like 3 for a quid on those. So I picked that up, and I picked up this as well, which is a Cirque du Soleil album, which is also sealed as well. It's quite nice. Now I also picked up like a bunch of these old Brother, like ribbons for their electric typewriters.
Yeah.
They don't. I've seen on FBA they're kind of being sold by merchants for about £3, which is ridiculous. But there's only one FBA seller, and they're asking £15 each, which would be good because I've got like about 10 or 11 of them. So
Do they sell though? Have you checked on Camel see if they sell or not?
well, I mean, they came with. I didn't actually check. I didn't buy them specific with that. They actually came with this, which I got for a £5, which is really good. Which is an electric typewriter. So I mean, they do sell. They sell a lot. I mean, I looked at the Keeper plugin. I think that you can put in on there. I think Darren Smart mentioned that, so I quickly installed it. And it was one of those things that it just shows all the spikes, all the little points where I can't fully understand it really, but I just kind of winged it and saw that there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of activity, so I know they sell, but I don't want to sell them at £3 each.
No. I think they should sell. If that other FBA seller's got the buy box and you come in at a similar price, you'll be fine.
Yeah. But the main money is obviously in this. This is a nice.
Is that what you were testing earlier when you did your game?
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, that's how I test my electric typewriters. Yeah, it's really good. I've never really used an electric typewriter before, so it's like a learning curve. Didn't know what to expect. I mean, obviously I'd used like manual ones. Electric ones are pretty cool actually, because like it's like typing on a keyboard, but then
Yeah.
then the typewriter catches up.
Do you remember at the end of the A-Team?
Yes.
The guy, and he throws a bit of paper.
Throws it out. Yeah.
It always makes me think of that when I see it.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
I don't remember that. I used to watch the 8, but I can't remember that.
It wasn't part of the actual show, Nick. It was just like the bit at the end. Like the production company.
Production companies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to look it up on YouTube.
That's pretty cool. So, one thing actually that Sam mentioned in one of his videos kind of got me thinking, because I thought I had a bit of tat here. I've got a bunch of VHS for free, and a lot of it was Disney. But I actually did have the Pickwick Peter Pan. It's not sealed, but I'm not going to get 30 quid for it. But I was like, wow, it's still.
Yeah, why not have a go, mate? I think the Pickwick ones might be sort of quite a bespoke sort of range of them. Like they might have had a couple of artists that are fairly sort of sought after doing the animation. Like that.
Yeah. Could have come free with something as well, like sometimes when they used to give them with videos, or possibly, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I've just come straight from supermarkets. I didn't get masses. I can show you a couple of bits. I cleared the shelves of these little Duplo sets. Not big money in those, but they've got great ranks. So it's the sort of thing I'll send up and they'll fly out. Likewise, these were awesome. I've shown there wasn't many more of these. It's like a kiddie's digital camera thing. I paid up on them. I paid 15, but the cheapest FBA is about 30 plus, and the rank is in the low hundreds. So it's another one. Like this. Did you see those sewing machines I got?
Yeah.
I sent those up, and they sold within hours of hitting the warehouse, and they'll be the same. And I cleared the shelves of these little bad boys, which again, not big money, about £7-8 each I'll make, but they'll sell as soon as they get there. So. And that's kind of what I'm into at the moment, because I can't afford to wait. I need to make the money now. So,
I mean, it looks like you're obviously having to go for like the churn and burn type approach, aren't you? Like literally, you're not making masses of margin on each item, but just the fact that you're picking out quick sellers. So your advice, I guess, would be to really look at how often they sell. I mean, what do you look for? How many times a week do you look for something to sell before you think it's worth picking up?
I don't know. It's a tricky one. It all depends how much I'm investing in something. For me, I can't afford to have tons of stuff sat up there with loads of money invested in it. So if it's obviously churning over, even if it's just one a day, if you're set yourself competitive and you've got 5, you're going to sell them within a week or 2, and I'm happy with that. I still send a fair amount of long tail stuff. The stuff I buy at charity shops that I'm sending to FBA, I've only got £1 or 50p in. It doesn't matter if it sits there till Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this stuff, I've just spent, I don't know, 60, 70 quid. I need that
to come
back with another 50 on top or whatever it will be, and I'm happy with that at the moment, because I just need to make the quick turnover as well as the long stuff. But it's working.
Oh, it seems like it is. I mean,
good, isn't it? Sorry, that's what the people that are really into it are doing. It's just turning it over like your actual retail outlet, and cash that you're not actually got invested is dead cash, isn't it? When you're doing that turn and burn stuff. So
you did quite a bit of research on this as well, didn't you, Sam? Though you did quite a lot of like looking into this. I remember when you first were kind of studying it about sales rank and how it can affect the items and how it's not always what it seems. Because obviously, like someone like me, that I'm not like a guru or anything. I'm kind of just average Joe on this, and
that's what I am as well. Here, like the reason I started making those videos was just because no one was really talking about it, and I wanted to get some pointers on it. And then I fast realised that the reason people don't talk about it is because they want to be protective of parts of their business and stuff. And obviously, I was looking at used items and sales rank on used, which is obviously different to what it is for new stuff. So to sort of upskill myself some more, I ended up doing like a little course on it about finding out how to use Keeper and Camel and that. And yeah, there's just, when you were talking about it earlier, it reminded me that Darren did a video about Keeper, and he actually got it slightly wrong, because what he was saying were sales was actually people's changing the sale price. They weren't actually sales of the items. And I think that's the thing you've got to be aware of that Camel is the best one for getting that regularity of sale graph where you can go back and zoom into a month to 3 months to a year and so on, and you can actually see that. Whereas on Keeper, what you can see is how often the price changes, and you can see how often Amazon go out of stock on an item.
Right. Okay.
The guys that are really doing the Amazon really well, this is what they're doing. They're looking at those items that are ranked in the top, sort of 1,000, let's say toys, because everyone gets into toys, and they can see what the price is when Amazon are out of stock. And you'll see, as soon as Amazon go out of stock, the price just goes way above what the retail price is. And that is guys that are sat there with repricers or people that are sitting waiting for that to happen, and they just whack the price up, and it's capitalism, and they're making their money on it. And it's a good
it's about matching your peaks with the peaks and troughs of the sales rank along with the kind of the obviously the price of it, I guess. Something, but I mean that's the thing. It's if you're not 100% sure, you could get burned so easily, couldn't you?
That's what's happening is people price themselves for the buy box, and so they'll price just below what Amazon are selling at or match it, and that's all them queuing up. So then when Amazon goes out of stock, they get the buy box. I haven't worked out how they all know they've got it. I'm guessing it's because stock starts selling at a low price and they have to get in quick and whack that price up. But that's what they're doing.
I was going to ask you about that, Sam, because I've heard you mention that before, and I've seen the sales just go mental when you get the buy box. But surely then, if you reprice up, you will lose it to another FBA who's lower. I can't see that you'll keep the buy box if you then whack your price up.
I think you keep it until your stocks run through, or until Amazon go back into stock, and then you have to go back to being competitive.
I'm sure I've lost the buy box to other people that have come in below me once I've got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all about it, but I'm sure someone will sort of correct us or point us in the right direction on that.
Yeah, but what you were saying is the key thing is when Amazon doesn't have the stock, and I've been doing this on and off for years, and I've only been FBA, as you know, for about 5-6 months now. But even merchant fulfilled, you just wait until Amazon sells out, and then it's anybody's game, and the price can just go silly. Especially in fourth quarter when Amazon sells out of a top 1,000 product, it's just madness. That's when you can make really good money.
There's a guy I think on the Facebook group, Chris Royal, I think his name is. He made quite a good point the other day about he doesn't understand why people would be selling Nerf guns now on there for £20 odd when waiting for the right amount of time you could pretty much triple your sales, or in terms of what you'd get back in June by just studying what those items go for. And I think Nick, you in the past have shown in a couple of your videos where you tracked prices. I think it's when people started giving a lot of flack to board games and it upset you. So you put out a video saying, you know what, screw you guys. Actually they do sell, but you got to know when.
Well, I think people were just blindly following what people were doing, me and others included, and it was just frustrating that people were slagging off the whole kind of genre when it's like, well, don't try and sell them in February. You know what I mean? It's like, so yeah, it's like I shouldn't have said anything and let them, clear them.
Carry on, yeah. You could have bought it all up and then.
Yeah. I mean, it depends how you want to play this. And I just said I need quick money right now because I'm still bankrolling the shop and I need quick numbers. I dare say if I hung on to this lot until Christmas, I'd make an extra 50 or 100 quid or more. But I can't afford to. It depends where you're at financially and what you need for your business at any given time. There's so many ways of doing this. And, I understand most of what people's points of view are, but it's like I do what I do because it suits me and just get on with it. There is no right and wrong way, and I've always said that in my videos, and I don't preach that everyone should do what I do. I don't know everything. Just find your own way, and we've said this before, Zaheer, just be creative and do what works for you.
I mean, that's not to say that obviously it doesn't come in useful when you look at videos. I mean, I've said many times that I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you putting up your videos in the first place. I wouldn't have taken the plunge, to have gone this path as a career now. But I think the point is that you can take an idea and then you've got to adapt that idea for yourself. And I'm now finding that I'm much more comfortable and happier selling different items to you. Whereas in the beginning, I did start and I did try a lot of the items that you were selling as well. But I just found that naturally it evolves because I've been going to boot fairs for years anyway, and it just made me think. I'm more interested in this, and you naturally gravitate towards those things, don't you? So just like you gravitate towards certain things, I've started to gravitate towards others. But that's not to say that the base idea, because it was a good one, that applies to all of us, doesn't it? Really, everyone that's reselling. If that makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. What are you grinning at there, Sam? I can see you smirking.
Zaheer makes me laugh, but not in a good way, Yeah, I think like, what you're talking about there, where obviously Nick started making these videos and sort of just giving us a forum to actually talk about it, you're always going to get people that go into the copycat mode to start off with, because when you see someone else being successful, you copy it. It is about diversifying it a bit, isn't it? Once you're comfortable with how eBay works and that sort of thing, and like with the boot fairs, it's once you know about checking sold listings, you can just spend your first few, maybe not buying loads of stuff, but just finding out about different things that way, and maybe not making bad investments at the start, and then finding your own way with it.
Yeah, I mean, I found this. I mean, sorry, I meant this Sony CD player, and I got this today, and it's like I got it for like a couple of quid basically, because I bundle in a lot of stuff, and they do me price. That sells for about 40 quid on its own, and this is one of the first things that I think that this was one of my first self-made decisions, as it were, because I had a background in electronics. I used to sell electronics, like I used to I've worked at Dixon's before. I've worked at Harrods in the hi-fi section for years, and I remember these things cost money. And the difference is I can tell which ones did cost money and which ones didn't. So you won't see me picking up, Matsui or Grundig or Bush CD players. You'll see me focusing on Panasonics and Sonys. Because those are the brands, and even within those brands, there's Sony CD players which will, if you're lucky, get you £15, and then there's Sony CD players which will still second-hand get you £50-60, such as this one. I can say this is like a £30-40 player comfortably. I was even thinking of dabbling with sending this into FBA, because it hasn't sold for a couple of years. However, I've tried it with something else like that, and it worked out, and it's just something I was dabbling with. But yeah, it's just about adapting what you're doing for yourself and making it comfortable, because the more comfortable you make something for yourself, the more likely you are to keep at it and refining it, I suppose.
All right. Sorry, I was just I just saw that Tom had
just zoned out there, didn't you? Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I was
talking again. Yeah.
I'm just going to invite Tom again.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good, yeah.
If I can make him join in. All right, hold on. Blah, blah.
While you're doing that, there's something else I've started to dabble in. I've been selling, I've sold a couple of records, but I'm starting to mess with 78s. Now, for all of you out there that aren't sure, your regular records are made out of your vinyl records. They've got a bit of flexibility to them. These are 78s, and these are made out of, they're sometimes called shellacs, I think. And these are the brittle ones. These are the ones where if you drop them on the floor, they'll just smash into pieces. But I got that lot there for 2 quid.
The saying, give someone a good shellacking from.
Maybe, I don't know. It could well be, but I took a punt on these because they're like 2 quid for the lot, and I think they're quite cool. I mean, these are from the 30s. These are HMV, His Master's Voice, 78s. So they won't even work on every turntable, because most turntables have got 33 speed and 45. Yeah. So these are 78s. And there might not be much money in them, but again, it's practice. It's not being afraid to try stuff, because even in your own niche, there's going to be things that are beyond you at the moment, and I think it's important to just keep trying stuff. So, for example, even though I like to think I know about tech and electronics, there's a boatload that I don't know, and I'm always looking to to mess around, and it does pay off eventually, even if it doesn't with this lot, which I'm sure it will. I mean, I paid £2 for the lot. There's about 6 LPs there, so can't go wrong.
Yeah, I've dabbled on and off with vinyl, but I find you've got to be so fussy about the condition because the grips are so fussy, and it's really hard to tell.
Sure.
To be honest, if it's going to play. But I bought big job lots when they're the right price before, just taken out the handful of gems and then sold it back on as a job lot, and that's how I've tended to operate with vinyl.
Yeah.
But I don't touch up. It's such a faff, and it's not that easy to post.
Yeah, these are going to be a bit of a nightmare to post. I'm hoping that some of them are going to be half decent. I mean, I've seen there's another seller on there at the moment that's asking like £15 or $12.99 on a couple of them. So I'm like, even if I can just sell one of them for that, at least I've made some money on it, and I'll feel, that okay, it was a venture. But yeah, you're right. They've got to be packed really, really well. These ones. So
stuff, isn't it? It's so abundant. Like if you go into charity shops, there's just endless amounts of it. But it's those things that you really need to just have that bundle at home, don't you? So you can research it. And the conditioning thing with it, it's one of the things that puts me off from doing comics. Oh, Tom's coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, comics, you have to grade those, and I think Tom probably knows quite a bit about that. But I've bought a few job lots, but then moved away from them.
I mean, I think personally, these I'm just going to sell as untested, just be honest. And I think same with comics. When I've done comics, I always list them as like well read, because I don't want the, well thumbed. Yeah, definitely. I don't want anyone to kind of expect like a collector kind of grade item, because it's not going to have been stored like that. When we find these things, they're not kept perfectly unless you're really lucky, aren't you? It's not like you find them with all boards and bags. You find them often in totes, which sometimes, some of the comics, I actually have a story. I bought a bunch of comics at auction not long ago, and some of them smell of wee, because obviously, because obviously where it
drink out there, and you did.
Yeah.
Well, you probably weren't expecting that, but it's true. And it's because
that looks like pee. That does.
See if it tastes like it.
God. Yeah. So yeah, it was because of where it had been stored in like someone's like garage or whatever, and
underneath
their dungeon or wherever they stored it, and it must have got some splashback or something, and I had to discard those particular ones because I didn't think it was right to sell.
Were there any Wonder Woman in it? You have to check the sticky pages.
Yeah, no, I don't think there were any Wonder Woman. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But
there wasn't much entertainment in the 70s.
No. But yeah, it was just. There's so much to learn, isn't there? There really is. Whatever alley any of us choose to drill down, it's definitely so much to pick up along the way. And sometimes when you come through it, you'll either be covered in muck or you'll be showered in gold liquid.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Anyway, one of you guys should probably talk for a bit.
I was going to say, Sam, you're really quiet and muffled. I don't know where your mic is or something, but a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Cool.
Just turn it up a bit. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Better. That's a bit better. Yeah, it is totally what your comfort zone is. Tom was briefly here and then he vanished away, disappeared again. But Tom's big on his coins. When I went up to see him, I took a coin collection that I had so he could give me some pointers and have a look at it all. And he ended up buying the whole lot off me because I'd had it for years and just couldn't get around to listing it, felt really unsure about how to describe them, which ones were silver, which ones were whatever. And in the end, he just made me an offer on the lot and I was like, take it off my hands. And he's going to do really well out of it. I got that money up front without all the worry and hassle of learning a whole new subject. And it just, it was perfect for me.
Is there anything, other from the coins, is there anything sort of that you found just really hard to resell, or just thought I really can't be bothered with that?
Yeah, electronics. You see, that's the thing. I'm kind of. Hey, there he is.
Hey.
Hi, Tom.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. I'm rocking the headphones tonight. Sorry, a multitude of technical issues as normal.
So, how did you get on? We were talking earlier what we've been picking up. How did you get on at your mammoth? What was it? Antique fair thing?
Yep. Yeah, it was an antiques fair. Yeah, I made out like an absolute bandit today. It was great. I went to an antiques fair and I bought a Wii. I bought some magazines that Tez would like. Some niche market magazines.
Did you get back and buy them?
Yeah. Bought a lot. No, I'm joking.
International. Yeah.
But yeah, I bought everything that wasn't antique at an antiques fair. It was really odd. I bought some teddy bears, like modern, like Disney store exclusive teddy bears. It was really weird.
Were you dressed as a cowboy?
No, that's probably where I went wrong. Actually, I probably should have dressed as a cowboy.
So did you get much competition on the new stuff, Tom?
No, not at all. I got a Wii with 2 Wii remotes, nunchucks, Wii Sports, and one of those Disney mugs, you know, with the barreled sides.
Oh,
I got that for 14 quid. So really random for all that. So.
Where are you sending your Wii stuff at the moment, Tom? You doing it eBay? You going FBA?
No, the actual Wii console I can't sell them, but the remotes I sell well. I sell like a Wii remote with a nunchuck, and that always seems to sell well. I did dabble with FBA on them, but I got quite a lot of returns on them, so I don't do that anymore.
Oh, really? I sent the last load of Wii remotes I had. I sent them all to FBA, and they all sold crazy fast. This was just before Christmas, and not had any returns. Touch wood. Now I've said that, they'll all come back.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I meant like sending a Wii with a remote and the Wii Sport, you know, it's like a package. Yeah.
No, I just sent the handheld remotes.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not really dabbled in that. No, I would send like a Wii with the Wii Sports and all that, and I think people thought they were a Wii U and then couldn't understand why Wii U games didn't work on a Wii. So.
Yeah.
Why they called it a Wii U, I've no idea. It's so stupid.
No, I was having a debate with my mate in the pub when I was out the other night about, because we're both big gaming fans. I'm more of a Nintendo freak, but and we were saying that Nintendo need to stop releasing consoles and just make games, because that's what they're good at, and release them for all the platforms. Imagine how big they'd be. It's just they're just obsessed with having another console, but they're losing a lot of money doing it. It's daft.
Well, I mean, even stick to handhelds. I mean, the 3DS and stuff is.
Yeah, they do well on that, but their main consoles just can't seem to compete since the Wii. I don't know what your opinion is on that, Zaheer. Well, I know we're going off on a tangent, but you're the gamer in the room.
No, it's a difficult. I do like having a Nintendo console, just because I've been used to having Nintendo consoles for so long. But I can see what you're saying. I mean, they could do a Sega on us and just become a games company. And I think there's a lot of talk actually about them focusing heavily on mobile gaming now. Because the thing is, they're pretty cash rich, aren't they? From what I know, I think they're one of the few cash rich companies out there that still they're sitting on stacks on stacks. So I mean, kind of.
They made an absolute killing on the DS and the Wii, and they're still sitting on most of that.
I would like them to continue personally, just because they do innovate. I mean, it's, for all its faults, it's the Wii and the Wii U are still one of the more innovative consoles out there, and plus I think the IPs are powerful enough, aren't they? I mean, you will buy a Nintendo just to play a Mario game or to play Mario Kart. And I think giving it away to everyone, I mean, they'd have to probably sign like a blood money deal with either Sony or Microsoft, wouldn't they? I don't think they could ever do both. I mean, a lot of people are annoyed at Capcom for just releasing Street Fighter 5 on PlayStation 4. It's not coming out on Xbox One. It's coming out on PC and PlayStation 4 only. So that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers.
They've got to keep going, because otherwise it restricts restricts what's available for people as well, doesn't it? You know, and that quirkiness of the games and just concentrating on some playability as well, rather than just mowing down people, pretending that you're inferior or whatever.
But that's another good point. I mean, as far-fetched and like this seems from the world of reselling, there's so many parallels you can draw. I mean, you can just look at how these massive companies operate, and you know, we all do that on a really small microcosmic level, as it were, where you know all of us achieve the same goal, but by going really different ways about it. And that's the beauty of reselling and of just variety of the ways you can do it. So I mean,
I thought you were going a bit Adam on us there. I was waiting for a poem to come.
I wish I was such a wordsmith, but I only got like a B at English or something. So
I think you're right, Zaheer, but also I know a lot of people aren't into games, but I think it's important that you think about stuff like that, because if you also think like about where stuff's going, you can buy better instead of just blindly looking at the gurus, quote unquote marketing gurus out there that say buy this, you know, buy Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, we know one of those.
Yeah. You know, you think, okay, well, Nintendo's you know doing well with this. Maybe it's good to invest. Like, for example, like PlayStation 2s at the moment, I think they're kind of coming back in a bit. So it could be a case that in the future that's a market which could be much like the GameCube is now, that the games are valued.
Well, yeah, I think I mentioned this the other day, where if you think about it, from after the PlayStation 2, you know, if you look at Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, from now onwards, buying games consoles is going to be a very risky business, because you've got so many more like tech issues with them, like the amount of PlayStation 3s that got the yellow light of death, the amount of Xbox 360s that had the red ring of death, and then you've got being banned online. The new Nintendo consoles are almost not worth buying because of all the ways the accounts can be limited by the you know, they're all limited and connected. So really, GameCube, PlayStation 2 were the last, you know, consoles that you can buy worry-free. So it stands to reason that something like the PlayStation 2, as abundant as it is now at boot fairs, it's going to become rarer very quickly. And you know, actually, Tom, look, I've got a sealed copy of Tony Hawk's on PS2.
Oh, nice. You do well on that.
Well, not really. I mean, I might hold on to it, you know, for a few years, and then.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think the future really with those sort of things, it's going to be the peripherals, the controllers. I mean, maybe even not the games with downloads and stuff like that. So you're talking the controllers, the power leads, the SCART leads, all that sort of stuff is where the money's going to be.
And it's another reason to always be on your feet and to always be adapting and never, you know, like, for example, bolos or bolos, however you pronounce it.
Rolo.
Rolo, yeah, I mean, you should never expect them to remain that, just because it is a bolo or a bolo at one stage.
It doesn't. Rolo.
It's a bolo, okay?
It's a bolo. Bolo like Rolo.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there right now. It's bolo.
You have spoken.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, maybe we need to have a discussion. Yeah, I mean, the point is that you shouldn't expect it to remain so. And if you're out there just chasing these, you know, you're going to probably struggle to find that many to build a decent inventory.
No one's shooting you there. It just appeared.
So, yeah, so...
Bolo!
But yeah, it's about adapting, isn't it? And you shouldn't expect anything to remain like a short deal. So, you know, always be on your feet, always be looking out for different alleyways.
I can't believe the price of some of the PS2s I see at boot fairs. And people think they must have like gold, you know, like £50. But yeah, but it's scratched, you know, and it's just all it's got with it is 10 versions of FIFA. Like, get a grip.
I hate when you get that moment where you see a bundle of like a PS2 and a load of games or GameCube or whatever, and you ask the price, and they come out with something like 50 or 60 quid, and I can't lie, I can't put on pretend face on. My face is just like,
Yeah,
what the fuck, really?
You should carry a table around with you just so you can slam it. And, yeah.
I need a little pad that I can hold up that just says WTF on it, and just go, what?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, people's opinions on value, I mean, it's subjective, isn't it? It's whatever someone will pay for it. So
You see that on the Facebook groups, though. A couple of people have posted about that, haven't they? Like Wii's at 120 quid and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, when you're picking them up at 14 at your sleazy fair, then, that's the way to go, really.
So,
I can't
Sam,
believe you...
is your house still in chaos then? You've still got the builders in?
Yeah, it's getting a bit better. They're slowing down now. And what's holding up at the moment is that my mum she's contributing towards it because I live in a house that they own that will eventually be mine. But she just cannot make up her mind about anything. And so it's like I've got my wife on one side and she's just so fed up with it now. It's like, I just want it done. I don't care. And my mum's like, I'm an ahhing over like, well, so I go for the 30mm cupboard or the 60mm cupboard. It's just...
Oh, I thought you meant she was building it, Sam.
No, she definitely couldn't do that. God, it'd take about 5 years. It would be pink, you know, and it'd probably be like an avocado bath in there. Back in the day. God, this would be awful. I'd end up living in her house. Oh.
Yeah, I know what it's like. When we had the garage converted to interior space, it was also exciting when things were happening. They took the roof off and replaced it, and then it was just like, so over this, just get it finished. And then all the fiddly crap afterwards, all the decorating and carpets and...
It's a cold a couple of times, it's like, all right, lads, yeah, you can go home. And actually, what you can do is you can see underneath the guttering at the front of my house. So it's like, yeah, the wind's coming through there. And I got up in the middle of the night one time. I was like, oh, I do need a wee. And I tried up on the carpet. And the carpet was so cold, I just ended up dancing like a complete fool down the stairs just to get to the toilet. Anyway, sorry, it's a reselling show, obviously.
Yeah, vaguely. So, Tom, how are you getting on? I know you sent a stack up to FBA a while back. Are you still caning that? Are you still doing well?
Yeah. I finally dipped below 5,000 items. So, yeah, I need to get some more in. I've got a huge pile of boxes just sort of down here of stuff to go in. I picked up some nice bits actually today at the thing. I picked up some old school Dungeons and Dragons guides as well.
Nice.
A bit of damage on the back, but
oh, not so nice.
yeah. But the others are fine. The others are all right. But yeah, those sort of things do really well. And the guy was a right idiot. He was a bit like one of the things where you're like, oh, how much is this? And I picked up something that was worth about 30 quid. And he was like, oh, it's £400, that is. I was like, oh, whoa. And then I was like, how much are you books? Thinking it's going to be silly. He's like, oh, 50p each. I was thinking, you're mad, you are. Just nuts. I just don't understand. It's like he was drunk or something. So, yeah. Crazy.
Saying that, I think it's not a completely silly idea because you never know. Someone might come along after you, and kind of. I think we all do it a bit on eBay as well, and on Amazon probably. I've priced some items ridiculously high when I'm not sure, and just put best offer on them. But sometimes you do get really silly lowball offers. So if you price something up, someone might offer you like £1 or something. But you've got to be prepared to cope with that. I often see people getting frustrated at best offer, but I don't think you should. I think it's you've got to learn to kind of just tolerate the fact that there are some people out there that get a kick out of sending in low offers. But you should just keep hold of your senses and just stick with it, I think, and eventually you might get something close. I mean, I've had a low ball offer on my bush recently, it wasn't insulting as such. I mean, I just brushed it off and carried on. So.
Sometimes you do need low ball offers though, because sometimes you're just desperate and it's that time of the month and you're short on cash, and you just need that injection of cash.
Dear.
Low ball and bush. Yeah.
The thing is about the low ball offer things, it's like that thread on Facebook, which was hilarious with that board game, which was amusing. But if you get loads of offers, whether they're just tiny low ball ones that you want to ignore, I'm sure it helps shove your stuff up the rankings anyway, because then genuine offers follow. So, they're doing you a favour, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to look at it, I suppose. Because it will enhance your listing, as it were. You'll push it up. Like
But you do leave yourself open to a bunch of school kids making offers.
You do. Thinking that they're going to be able to snag whatever item you've got up on for, like pocket money and
Some of the excuses that people give for their offers and stuff.
Oh, is that yeah? I think that's morally dubious when people start bringing that kind of stuff in. I just don't know what kind of people they are. I don't think I'd want to, really do business with someone that's willing to bring in, illness or impending incarceration or anything else, into the mix personally. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I always find that if someone asks too many questions, they're going to be trouble. I mean, I was selling like a lady's signet ring, and a woman sent me a message, "Will this fit me?" How am I supposed to know? And I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. Do you know what ring size you are?" And then she didn't respond. She just said, "Are the diamonds?" Because it had a few little diamond chips. "Are the diamonds sparkly?" I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? Just blocked straight away.
That has to be a mistake, surely. I mean, nobody is that stupid.
No, they are that stupid. No.
In saying that, I've had all of them, so I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, we shall see.
What's the most macabre thing you've ever sold? It's been it's a bit of an odd thing to sell. What's the oddest thing you've sold?
I've sold a tooth before, a gold tooth.
That's pretty good.
I haven't sold many bizarre things. I've sold toilets. I did well on them for a while. I did clean them first.
So what was that? I missed what that was. Sorry.
I don't sell many weird things, but I did well on portable toilets. A couple of summers back, I found a few, and I made loads of money on them. I just said I did clean them before I sent them out.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
You've got really muffly against them.
Yeah, I think it's
The internet's a bit.
Yeah.
laughing too much. I've been getting some horrible messages from Sean as well. He's trying to put me off my stroke.
I was just looking at the Facebook, our little chat.
I think there's been some interesting comments made on the YouTube, so I'm going to have to go and have a look back at.
Yeah, I had looked through. There's some people in America watching it and stuff. There's quite a lot of comments actually.
Yeah,
Is there any way of like looking at them whilst you're in the?
Yeah, if you go into Google Plus and click through that way, you can answer them that way. As far as
Maybe we should answer some questions then.
Going back to the macabre thing, I've once bought it's actually a bit of a bolo like Rolo. Is if you ever see a picture made out of human hair, I've bought and sold one of them before. It's like a little, was
it multi hair or top hair?
No, it was top hair, and I think, I don't know, I'm assuming so, but it was just a little tiny little like cabochon type thing with a little sort of scene on it. So yeah, something to look out for.
Wow. Was it worth looking at?
I can't remember. It was years ago. I can't remember how much it sold for, but those kind of weird macabre things do sell. I mean, you see them at the antiques fairs, like old medical instruments and stuff like that. When I was walking around today, there was like old what they called. It'll come to me in a bit, but medical instruments and yeah, no.
Forceps.
Yeah, forceps. That's it. Old forceps. Yeah, like birthing aid tools and things like that, and gynecologist tools and stuff like that. Weird, but people collect all sorts of stuff to do with that, dentistry tools and yeah, weird.
Have you found any questions here? Are you
There's
looking at them?
there's a lot here. I think we may have. We're a bit late now as well, aren't we? 7:41.
Yeah. Well, I've got I'm pushing 10 minutes. I can keep on, and then I'll have to dash for my.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
have 10 minutes of questions, shall we?
I'm just having a look at some. A lot of them are actually comments. It's more comments about us not answering the questions. Okay. The wee must, a wee cup of tea. No, I don't know if there are actually any questions. There's one in the beginning. Any retail arbitrage tips, guys? There's a question of sorts.
Find it, scan it, buy it. There you go.
My tip is you need to go on Nick's webpage and look at his helpful links.
Oh yeah, online arbitrage. I can't even say it. My Facebook page. Yeah, it's just with the whole arbitrage thing. It's just about figuring it out for yourself. Do your research. Don't buy it just because somebody else has. Look at it, assess the price, what you think you're going to get for it, what it's going for now, what it's gone for in the past, and just use all the information you can find. And if you're going to invest your money, do it wisely. I mean, it's not an easy game to get right. We all make mistakes, but there's no guarantee in it. And yeah, just think about it before you spend the money.
Okay, I've asked them. Okay, your channel link. I'm on the phone. Rational Discourse asks about your channel link. So it's just going to be www.youtube.com/NickHills, isn't it?
No, it's a load of random.
It's all random numbers, is it? Well, it will be if you look at this video is going to go up on Nick's channel anyway, so it will be at the bottom of that, won't it? When the video gets uploaded.
It'll still be going out on my channel, won't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it'll automatically upload onto your channel. Yeah, it should do. So that'll be fine. Yeah.
I'll put links to the other guys' channels anyway. So if you're talking about the other guys' channels, so I'll try and remember to put links in, so you can go and check out Cowboy and Zaheer and Smutlord.
Test Vision says these are the people sending out broken eBay parcels.
Yeah, we enjoy kicking them around the office before we take them to the post office.
Yeah.
To really see how smashed we can get them.
I just love the anger that comes back. I really get off on that.
So,
is that in your dungeon that you're building?
Jez? Yeah. In the Fritzl shed.
Steve Hawkins asks Nick, how was your wine hangover on Saturday?
Oh, wine hangover Saturday.
I think it's just he has more than one hangover, I'm guessing, Steve. So yeah, the days just melt into one.
The weekends are just one long hangover.
Yeah, mixed in with odd trips to supermarkets, clearing the trolleys.
Yeah. That's
shelves.
how I get rid of a hangover. I go to Sainsbury's and buy a load of Lego.
We've got somewhat of a question here. Carp Fishing Adventures asks, question for T-Tap or Tom. What are the storage fees like for his books on FBA? So for your thousands and thousands of books that you've got.
They're a couple of £100 a month, pretty much. All told, I'm pretty sure they're about that. It really varies. I mean, some months can be less than others. Long-term storage fees I don't worry about so much because you get assessed for that twice a year. One's coming up on I think it's the 14th of Feb, and I'm having some stuff returned to me. But you've really got to be on the ball because recently I've noticed that they're trying to charge me long-term storage fees on stuff that I've already sold. So you've really got to monitor it and just go through it. You just go into the Seller Central and go to reports, and then you can find out all the information there, and it gives you a breakdown. But honestly, I don't really worry about it. As long as I'm selling stuff and stuff's going in, I don't lose sleep about it, really.
Well, yeah, obviously if you've got enough books in there to rack up those kinds of monthly fees, then obviously your turnover's got to be able
It's
to
cheap.
cope with that. Yeah.
I know Amazon's not in the storage business, but it is. If you're sending in single units or like 1 or 2 items of the same thing, then it's way cheaper than any storage you'll get, really.
Yeah.
So,
Rational Discourse asks, what's the best way to list an expensive £100 plus item, auction or buy it now? So
It's got to be right now, isn't it? You want to make sure you're getting money. I know that Ken sometimes he'll do it as an auction, but he'll set the start price as what he really wants to get for it, and then anything else that's a bonus. And then he kind of, once it gets after the 7 or 10 days he has it on for, he'll put it on the buy it now that he wants. But buy it now all the way.
I mean, my opinion on that would be like same as yours, Sam, because if you research anything well enough, with the internet at your fingertips, there really shouldn't be many items out there unless they're exceedingly rare, in which case you should probably be sending them to a proper auction house anyway. There shouldn't be anything you're listing on eBay that you can't nail down a decent price on, because the information is out there. So that would be my answer on that one as well. Right, I've got a question for me now. Kevin Meta asks, when did you decide to start reselling and how did you approach it? My story was I saw Nick's videos, like many other people. I was already a boot fair regular. I used to be going boot fair since I was a kid, and I was fed up of just working all the time for other people. And saw Nick's videos, and I was actually watching a lot of American videos at the time, a lot of American resellers. But I always had that nagging thought of, oh yeah, but that's over in the States. It must be easier. And suddenly Nick pops up and tells everyone and makes everyone aware that actually you can do it here as well. And at the time, Tom was more into his coins, so it kind of was. I felt like maybe he's niche. He was a bit too niche for me. Whereas I think, yeah, it's too niche, Tom. Whereas Nick's items were those that anyone can find anywhere, and he was making a living off of it. So, much like many other people, that was it, and that was about a year ago. So that's the answer for that. Okay. Any other questions? Samuel Provost asks, what's the URL for your Facebook page? Thought Nick might want to...
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you just click on any of my older videos, there'll be links below in the comments.
Yeah.
If you're watching this later on my channel, there'll be a link below to my Facebook page. So there you go.
There we go. Links. We love links.
Oh, I missed the
links. I like one-frame links, but I want to like other links as well at some point.
I saw some links today at the antiques fair.
Oh yeah, wow! What a segue.
Lynx, a bottle of Lynx, Lynx Africa, and the guy wanted £25 for it. So he's obviously watched Nick's video.
Who's ruined?
It was in a cabinet.
In the cabinet.
It was in a cabinet.
Did it have laser beams across it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like in those movies.
And there was an eBay printout from Nick's eBay page. No,
and they were running the video that he made about links on loop next to the links.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? In the future at Antiques Fair, someone's got links that says, Nick Hills says, blah, blah, blah.
Stephen Moore asks, do you guys buy anything from £1 shops to make money?
I have done. Yep.
There you go.
There's a couple of lines that I do well on that I won't divulge, but yeah, a few one-off deals. You've got to be careful though, especially with their media, and I know Sean's mentioned this as well. They re-steal second-hand stuff. Tom's mentioned this. You've had trouble with that, haven't you?
Yep.
And the stuff that says replay and it has their generic barcode overlaid, that's all second-hand stuff that I think comes from Music Magpie. But they also get brand new stuff in that's on its own barcode, and you can make money on that. Don't expect to make lots of money, but you can make money. I've made good money on a few books out of Poundland as well.
I found a signed book in Poundland before as well. Apparently they got a huge donation of books from a book signing, and just a signed one was in there randomly.
Cool. Who was that? Do you remember who it was?
No, it was like some. It was like a rock. It was like a a roadie for a rock and roll group. I can't remember who it was, and he used to be like the roadie for all different big rock and roll groups.
Oh,
And he
cool.
signed it. Yeah, I've still got it for sales. It hasn't sold yet.
Did you see that sign book I picked up at the charity shop yesterday? I think it was, or the day before.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but it's the guy from Homes Under the Hammer.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Must be worth a fortune, that.
Must be, yeah.
I'm sending that into FBA. I'm just going to put 20 quid on it. I don't think it's worth anything, really.
Why not?
Got another question here. Okay, it's a bit of a conspiracy theory from Ed D. Does any one of you believe in throttling on eBay, where eBay covertly puts your listings down the bottom of the search page? Do any of you believe that?
No.
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 I don't. No.
Well,
No, we're all saying no.
Yeah, that was an easy answer.
It does. No, it's not. It just list more. It's not about how much you've got listed. Even if you've got 1,000 items listed, but you haven't listed for a week, your sales will probably slow down. It's not about even that. It's just about doing it constantly, doing it all the time. Like that LL Cool J song. So you got to do it well. Doing it well. That's it. But you just have to keep
Singing as well now. He's singing as well.
doing it.
Right,
Doing it.
We're going to have to wrap up, guys, unfortunately, because I've got to go off and gamble. And but I'll just put out there, we're going to, hopefully on Tuesday, myself, Ken and Caroline, myself, Ken and Caroline are going to do a little chat with an interesting announcement. So I'll just put that out there for now. Can't say anything else right now. But yeah, tune in on Tuesday night for another chat. And until then, thanks for chatting, guys. Good to see you. Are you ill, Zaheer?
No, I'm good. It's just the bronchitis playing up again. No, it's fine. It's good.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me, guys. I'll speak to you all soon.
yeah, thank
See
you.
you later. Cheers. Thanks for watching.